Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Saray Bailey from I Am Saray Bailey, and in this video I am finally getting around to setting up my budget for the month of April. Since we're like right in the middle of April, no better time than the present to get back on track. My budget system is made up of my Petite planner book, which I house in my Petite Folio, where I keep my wellness log as well as my meal planner. And that is what I'm using right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it out of this one. This year so far, I haven't been the most consistent with my budgeting. I think I set up fully like February in this book, and after March, like I kind of lost my way a little bit, but I'm really looking forward to getting back on track. And I really love this book because I really like the fact that it has the colors in the months, and it kind of just keeps me grounded from a seasonal standpoint. And some of the other videos that I have posted, and I don't know if I've posted them yet, so depending on the order in which I post them, I talk about how I really like to have all of my planners coordinate. So I will be using my April stickers from Paper and Glam to set up my budget for this month. And I'll start so that everything matches. So I'll start with these circles up here. I'll just go ahead and replace these with these circles. And I use these at the top to keep track of any financial goals or anything else that I want to accomplish for the month. I did add this little calendar. These are the little extra calendars that you can purchase separately from EC. And I added them to every month just so that I have a reference, because this book doesn't have a monthly view. So I like to kind of see, you know, when is the paydays, etc. So I can mark them here. So I'm going to start by jotting down some goals for this month. So some goals or some reminders, really. So the first goal is to, totally forgot what the first goal was, which is to pay taxes. And those are due on 4/18. Technically, we've already paid them, but that's the focus for the month. The next thing is to log all of my transactions. I need to go back and log some of those because I've sort of fallen behind. And then just take this one out. Got a note there. It's bugging me as I was writing. And then the last one, and I'm gonna grab this little sticker, is for the ECLP launch, which is happening this month. So I'm using this one as intended. So this is for upcoming purchases. And of course, I'm going to have my ECLP launch order. I'll also have, what else? Oh, my May stickers. I need to get those for my May setup. And I think we'll also have a couple of additional expenses. I'm not sure if they will happen this month at this rate. Probably not, but I'm still going to jot them down anyway and then just carry them over for next month. So that would be our bedroom set. And we're also getting our garage and creating like a closet inside the garage for extra storage, because we really have very limited storage. So that's probably another expense. Again, these two probably won't happen this month, so I will go ahead and just transfer them. But I just wanted to jot them down so I have them written down somewhere and be reminded of that. For upcoming bills, this section I'm using as like my sinking funds in terms of what sinking funds need to be paid this month, and that includes my car insurance, and that was a total $67. We also have taxes, and then we also have the tax preparation cost. For savings goals, this section I'll probably leave blank for now because I think we have a lot of expenses planned for this month that it's going to make it kind of hard to save a ton of extra. So that's where we're at. I use this little April script up here. The one thing about this book that I don't like is the pre-filled categories. I used to do little stickers to put over them with my own personal categories, but I really don't feel like doing that. And I whited them out in February, and I didn't mind how that looked. So I'll probably do the same thing and just handwrite them myself. I know that some of the newer books, I think they come without the categories, so it makes it a lot easier. But yeah, so that's what I'll do. Okay, so all of the categories have been whited out. Doesn't look ideal, but it's, you know, better than having to like print out the stickers now. I really don't feel like doing that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill out my categories and go from there. I do realize that there are certain categories from here that I could have left, but I like to see it either all handwritten or all typed, not like a combination of both. So that's how my mind works. In case you can't tell, I've been obsessed with all things friction highlighters and pens, because it just makes it so much easier for me if I make a mistake, so that it's not like a bunch of whiteouts. So I've been really loving that. So I'm just going to mark the 2 paydays, just highlighted the 2 paydays for April, so that way I know when that is. All right, so I've listed all of my categories, and after years of budgeting and keeping track of all of my expenses, that's how I was able to come up with my categories. So they're pretty much consistent. I really don't change them month to month. So that's, I definitely would recommend, if you're like trying to figure out what should be my categories, I would first start with just log in all of your transactions and categorize them, and that's how you'll come up with your own your own categories that work better for you. Okay, I did find some of my old stickers, my budget headers. I thought I was going to have to print some new ones, but these budget headers I've changed so that they match how I use these planners better. So instead of having the date, the description, the category, and the total, what I have is date, sinking fund, the amounts that it's either added or subtracted, and then over here I do the same thing, because typically for the most part I have 2 pay periods per month, so I keep track of each pay period's sinking fund. So I add the sinking funds every pay period. What I will do is I'm going to list out all of my sinking fund categories. So these are the sinking fund categories. Here I would list a date that I would make the transfer into that sinking fund account, which would be the same date of the pay cycle. So that first pay cycle would be on 4/8. And I just take a ruler and I just draw a line, because it's all going to be the same. In this column, I'll go ahead and add the total that I'm adding to that sinking fund. And then over here, I will list how much I have the balance. So I keep all of my sinking funds in one account. And I just add in, this is where I keep the breakdown, so I know exactly how much I have allocated to each category. And then over here will be the same thing. So the next pay cycle or pay period would be on 4/22. And the sinking funds would probably be the same. They'll be the same, actually. And arrow. And then I'll do the same thing. I'll just list the sinking funds here one more time. All right, so my sinking funds categories are done. And then on this side, on these last 2 pages, I use as tracking, expense tracking. So I just changed the headers. Actually, you know what? Since I'm going to use it as the tracking the transactions, I'm not going to change the header. But what I will do is afterwards, when I reconcile my my transactions, I will color code them by category and then just add them up and know exactly how much I've spent. And then I can use this header that says budget category, budgeted amount versus actual spent, and then the difference somewhere probably towards the bottom of the page, just so that I can see how much I have spent per category, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm gonna that's what I'm gonna do on this one. So since we're a little bit into April, I'll just have to go back and just track all of my spending so far. That way I have an idea of where we are, because I'm feeling a little lost with my current budget. I'm just gonna add a few decorative pieces just so that it just looks a little bit more seasonable. So I'll put this one in the middle, sort of like my little Easter baskets. I'll take this little guy. Should I put him over here? Maybe I'll put him over here. And maybe these little flowers, maybe I'll put them up here. And that should do it. So that is my budget set up. So I try to keep it as simple as possible. If I make it too overly complicated, then it's not gonna be as effective. So yeah, let me know if you have any comments or questions down below. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this sort of budget with me video. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.